In this video, I'll be talking about my Leer 100XL canopy.
Shaken.
This drunk review brought to you by Big Juicy. No Little Brewing out of Spokane, Washington. Thank you for a fine IPA. It's fantastic. Anyways, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about this Leer canopy that I've got on my 2015 F-150 Platinum. And this is actually going to be kind of pros and cons of a Leer. I had a SnugTop on a 2006 F-250, so I've got some comparison. But let's first start with the outside and the paint. Paint match, you can't necessarily tell because the truck's dirty, but paint match was great. No complaints. Sun, direct sunlight, those types of things. No issues with the paint match. There's a couple which you can't really see. If you look really hard, there's some waves in the paint. I don't know if you can see those. Probably not. But ultimately, no big deal. Nobody notices. I don't necessarily notice. If you're looking hard, you see some paint matching issues. Not necessarily, I wouldn't say paint matching issues. I would say more like paint quality, paint craftsmanship issues. But the way that it looks from the outside, really, really nice. So when you're standing away from it and you're just looking at the truck away, SnugTop versus Leer, really hard to tell the difference. Now, let's get down to some serious differences that I've noticed about the difference in quality of a SnugTop and a Leer. All right, this is where we're going to get the nuts and bolts of it, literally. So with this particular canopy, I've got quite a few options here. I've got the front LED light bar and the rear LED light bar. On a SnugTop, they actually choose to do like 1, 2, 3 lights down the middle. It's a much cleaner setup, but ultimately the lighting, as far as options go versus what I had versus this, I've been happy with it. This, by the way, these lights actually operate off of a little hinge pin switch here, so that's kind of nice. The lights only come on when they when you pop the rear hatch, which is nice. You can also turn these on and off by clicking a little button up here, so you can turn those off and on, which is really cool. I have a built-in locking box, which I was really excited about when I first got it, but I hardly ever use it because you can hardly fit anything in there. But I will say, my first thought was guns, things like that, but the hole is so small that it's hard to fit anything really in there. But you know, wallet, if you're on the trail, if you go out someplace and you don't want to take a bunch of crap or any valuables, if you want to, stick them up there, because it actually is really nice for that. Because when you're on the outside of the cab, you're looking in, you don't really see it. You don't really notice that it's there, especially the back closed up. So it's a really nice safety feature. A couple other things that I really like about the Leer is the rear windows. And when I had the SnugTop, it was quite a few years ago. It's probably 5-6 years ago, but you probably can't really tell. But yeah, well, now you can. There's a screen on this, which is nice. So I do a lot of, if you noticed, I've got the bed rug back here. I camp and I sleep back here. I've got a mattress that I fill up and I put down. And so it's really super nice to open these up and not have bugs in. Not something that the SnugTop that I had, I didn't have screens here. It was just open. So if you open those up in the middle of the night, if you're in the middle of summer, you get bugs in, those types of things. So nice to have those screens. What else? So function-wise, it's great. Function-wise, it works really, really well. It sticks. It looks good. I've had no issues in terms of leaks and those types of things. But I have noticed a few things that are extremely I guess, different than the SnugTop. And the first being the quality and fit and finish. And it might be kind of hard to pick up here, but well, let me grab this one right here. So things like this little bolt right there. And you'll notice that, and there's another one in here somewhere, a couple of them. where you can just tell that you have, you get these little weird gaps here and there. Now, it hasn't affected anything. It hasn't, water's not leaking, it's not falling apart, but my SnugTop was put together a whole lot better. This is maybe a good example. See the way the angle of that screw is right there? That pretty much is reminiscent of quite a few things and quite a few screws if we were to go through them all. But again, it doesn't affect the functionality, it doesn't affect the performance, but it does make a difference. The other thing too is on this particular window, or on this particular option or topper, I got the split or the fold down rear window. Well, it's not actually fold down. There's no hinge on the back window. Now in a SnugTop, there's a hinge on this back window. In this particular one, it just falls out. So, which is not a problem. It's actually in some ways a little bit easier to use. But if I take it back, see, it's kind of hard to pull out. And the reason why, and I probably won't be able to show you, because it's, let me go like this. There we go. So they've got a screw. See that right there? So there's a screw right on top of the window frame, and that's why you see this little bump right here, this little nick. It's because it doesn't come out easy. There's another screw right there. See that? So it's nice that this whole thing comes out, which is cool, but it's kind of a pain in the butt to put back in. So again, it's just a quality thing. It hasn't affected anything at the end of the day in terms of usability or anything else, but just a quality difference. So at the onset, super happy, but if I'm going to do it again, I'm going to probably buy a SnugTop if I can stomach the money. So let's get to that real quick. This canopy that I bought, the way that you see it built with the box and the hooks and the lighting, and coincidentally, this is the locking mechanism is actually hooked up to the truck. So when I lock and unlock, it unlocks and locks the rear lock, which is nice. And I also have the cigarette lighter adapter back there. The way that it's built was only about a couple, $200-300 more than the base SnugTop. So it's you get what you pay for. I have noticed a few things like this where you've got a little bit of rust building. I've had this is a 2015 F-150 Platinum, and I bought this canopy about 2 months after I got the truck. So it's 2017 now, so it's got about 23,000 miles on it. If that gives you an indication of quality. Nothing's fallen off. I've had to make a couple adjustments to these, but at the end of the day, it's money versus quality. And I got so much more with the Leer than I did or could have with the SnugTop. But if I was going to do it again, I probably would go SnugTop, just because the quality and the fit and finish is superior, in my opinion, to the Leer. But that being said, I've had it for almost 2 years, and I've had not a single issue with it. So I'm not too sure where I'm going to end up on this one. That's for you guys to decide. The other thing too is the rear LED taillight on the Leer is quite a bit different. The SnugTop is one big full LED bar, and on the Leer it's kind of an inset piece. It's kind of a piece that is stuffed in there, but it looks good. I did get the optional roof rack mounts, so I can do that as well, but it's hard to say. It's up to you guys. You tell me what you think. From the outside, looks fantastic. If you're an owner, you're going to notice some differences, but functionality wise, like I said, no issues, no problems. So all those features and functionality in a SnugTop probably would cost me $500-600 more. Is it worth it? Honestly, can't say that it would be at this point because I've had 0 issues with this thing. So that's it. Hopefully that helps. Post up your comments. Tell me what you guys think.